The war that began with Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022 has passed a somber one-year milestone, with military and civilian deaths on the rise. As fighting rages in and around Bakhmut, Western countries have raised their military support for Ukraine to the highest level, with a commitment to send in main battle tanks. Ukrainian forces are making some minor gains in the highly contested area, Ukrainian military commanders say. The Institute for War Studies assesses that Ukrainian forces have liberated 16.85 square kilometers in the Bakhmut area. On the other hand, the head of the Russian paramilitary group Wagner said his forces had taken full control of Bakhmut on Saturday, after months of brutal fighting that has killed and injured thousands of people and turned the Ukrainian city into a national symbol of resistance. The defenders destroyed a tank, 4 infantry fighting vehicles, 2 armored vehicles, a truck with ammunition, and 2 buildings by the Russian occupation forces. Their operators found targets, accurately dropped anti-tank cumulative grenades on them, and recorded the results. Interestingly, the tank was completely destroyed and the turret was torn off. They might detonate their own shells. Another video shows the Ukrainian armed forces disabling a Russian invader tank in the battle towards Donetsk. And then aerial scouts from the Birds of Magyar unit finished him off with kamikaze drones. People's deputy and frontline volunteer Yuri Misyagin told about this on his page on the social network Twitter, published a related video recorded by an unmanned aerial vehicle. The first round of ammunition flew under the anti-javelin brazier over the tower, detonating and igniting it. The second hit the nose of the tank. Because it is very difficult to destroy a tank in most combat episodes, to dispel the invaders' desire to evacuate the tanks for repairs, the Ukrainians burned the tanks to the ground. Yevgeny Prigozhin, the head of the Wagner mercenary group fighting for Bakhmut, said his troops had completely captured the city of Donetsk, which had been fiercely contested for months. Holding the Russian flag in front of his troops in a video released on his Telegram channel on Saturday, Prigozhin said his troops had established complete control after the city's devastating siege. Ukraine disputes the claim. Eastern Group spokesman for the Ukrainian Armed Forces Suri Cherevity told Reuters that Kiev troops were still fighting. Ukraine's Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Maliar wrote on Telegram on Saturday that the situation in Bakhmut was critical, adding that at the same time, our forces are still defending the Litek area where defenders control certain industrial and infrastructure facilities. Meanwhile, the missile and artillery unit of the Ukrainian armed forces destroyed 16 intruders, a BN-21 Grad salvo rocket system, a large-caliber howitzer, 2 vehicles, an anti-tank missile complex, and a field arsenal of Russian invaders' ammunition toward Kherson in the past day. At the same time, Ukrainian air defense in the skies of the Kherson and Mykolaiv regions destroyed 5 attack unmanned aerial vehicles, 3 kamikaze Lancet and reconnaissance Merlin-VR and Orlan-10. This, among other things, was reported by the press service of the Southern Operations Command in its report in recent days, published on the official page of the social network Facebook. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky appeared to confirm the loss of the town of Bakhmut to Russia on Sunday, saying, "I don't think so," when asked whether it remained in Kyiv's control. "To this day, it's only in our hearts," he added. Russian troops allegedly suffered significant losses at Bakhmut. Although the full extent of losses remains unclear, the White House estimated in early May that at least 20,000 Russian troops had died in the Bakhmut area over a 5-month period. Meanwhile, military analysts question whether Bakhmut will actually deliver Russia a strategic victory. U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin said in March a Russian victory in the city would be more of a symbolic value, rather than actually indicating a turning tide in the war. There is some confusion over whether Russia has captured the town of Bakhmut in eastern Ukraine. Vladimir Putin congratulated the troops on their liberation. A Ukrainian spokesman said that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky would not confirm Bakhmut's arrest after his comments at the G7 reportedly confirmed that Ukraine had lost the town. Ukraine's deputy defense minister said Ukrainian forces had partially surrounded the besieged eastern city of Bakhmut along the flanks and still maintained control of the city's private sector. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces reported on May 21 that Russia had lost 203,160 troops in Ukraine since the start of the full-scale invasion in February 2022, with an estimated 670 casualties as of May 20. The battle for Bakhmut does not stand still, as Russian troops continue to carry out offensive operations to capture the entire city. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine said on May 21 in its morning briefing. The Russians had been stocking up on manpower and equipment in a desperate months-long effort to capture Bakhmut, while suffering heavy casualties. The Ukrainian Air Force reported on May 21 that it shot down 4 Shade-136 131st drones that Russia launched against the country overnight. The Air Force did not disclose more information about overnight's attack, indicating only that Russian troops launched the drone eastwards. In a 6-minute video claiming to have captured Bakhmut, Yevgeny Prigozhin again takes aim at the Russian military stance he has been criticizing for weeks, in particular Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu and Chief of the General Staff Valery Gerasimov, whose decisions mean that 5 times more people die than should. However, he praised Vladimir Putin for giving us the opportunity and the highest honor to defend the motherland. Prigozhin said that Wagner Group would withdraw from Bakhmut on May 25 for rest and retraining, leaving it to the regular Russian military.